Hello everyone. Today I want to talk about this new decision that may be happening in near future around rollback of subsidies for solar rooftops uh, or rooftop solar systems in California. A lot of people, at least from the comments that I was reading in this article, would be seems to be upset. Um, I personally don't agree with taking away these subsidies. And the main reason for that is when you subsidize something, you actually distort the market. You take away the organic potential of that market. In my view, if the time for solar has come, then it doesn't require any subsidies. People will naturally adopt it, and that would also prove um, that not only adoption is there, but it's sustainable in long run. So, but providing subsidies incentivizes usage among those who can get most benefit out of it, i.e., those who can afford many solar panels and so on and so forth. Um, Whereas those who can't um, are the one who are paying for the subsidies. So that's one thought. So it distorts the market. Um, and doesn't provide incentive enough for poor households to utilize the opportunity. Um, but on the flip side, article also talks about that they will be charging, or the utility companies will be charging now hefty sums if you want to use uh, grid connected solar, which basically means that you can consume the electricity from the grid if you want, and then you can pump it when you are generating in excess. Um, Now, that is also very wrong because that kind of dissuades everyone from using solar, um, and kind of delays that organic adoption also. So that's other extreme of it. So and really the solution is somewhere in the middle, where people naturally are adopting it, and they are adopting it because it's sustainable. So you don't want to disincentivize also that people in this transition period where they are going from a centralized grid connected system to completely decentralized off grid system. There is this interim period where you are connected to the grid, but you are also using your own solar panels to generate electricity. And if system either grows to that level, or you start storing that excess power to be available off hours and is enough to cater for all your needs, then you won't even need to be grid connected. Then you can be completely off grid and decentralized. So this is where it seems to be. This is the way things seems to be going, or in the direction there seems to be going. But it will take some time. So this interim period will be there. Um, Now, what are the solutions? There is no easy answer. I was reading in the comments in this article there, people are talking about utility companies are also being abused, in the sense that um, the one thing we have to understand is when these grids were designed and implemented, they were designed to actually send power only in one direction, that is from the grid to the consumer or the homes or whoever is the consumer, in industry or residential homes. It was never designed the other way, where residential owners or industrial owners, they are pumping power back to the grid. And it's also interesting that during the peak hours, the generation can be much higher than what you're consuming. So not only the grids were not designed that way, now you are also pumping way too much power through those pipes that are not that can't handle this sort of um, extra power, extra electricity. And there may be situations where they can damage uh, transformers, and those are really expensive to replace. I personally don't have any stats that if these things happen or how often they happen, so I won't comment on that. And you guys can maybe provide me some details if anyone has it. Uh, but and that's one of the reason why these companies uh, want to jack up those prices. But mind you, these grids has been in place forever. I mean, at least 50, 60, 70 years, maybe even longer. Um and all the cost of building those grids pretty much have been recouped. So the only additional cost is in maintenance of these grids, which they are anyway charging to the consumer through service charges. So they don't charge you in your bill only the consumed electricity or consumed power, but also uh, the service charges. So they are already doing it. But as I said, these grids are not designed for it. The the electricity coming or being sent in other direction. So there could be situations where there are damages and then they need to be replaced and so on and so forth, and some additional maintenance um, or controls to be put in place, and that is an extra cost. So there is no doubt there should be extra charges or service charges for those situations that these public utilities or power utilities need to cater for, and which is fair. But that's the thing, it has to be fair. It cannot be exorbitantly or prohibitively high where it dissuades the public from a this interim adoption, uh, which if you go through this article, you will find that they're talking about anywhere like $100 per month, which is almost like $1,200 per year. It's pretty insane. I don't know. To me, that seems really high and unreasonable. Um, but please share your comments if you disagree. Um, so, what's the solution? Um, and I was thinking about it. Again, solution will come from the uh, public, as public is trying to be self-dependent, in terms of their power generation and consumption through these mechanisms, whether it's solar or wind or whatever. Um, they would also come up with a decent solution if provided an opportunity. So um, my one thing I came up with was allow people or a community to build microgrids so they can, share power, um, whatever they are consuming for themselves, that's fine. The rest of it they can share with the rest of the community, and that small grid can be independent itself, which kind of, so in other words, whatever you still have grid connection for off peak hours or off generation hours where you can generate yourself, and if let's say you don't have mechanism or method to store any excess capacity uh, locally, um, what you can do is you can come up with a community distribution point first, where certain number of houses can actually connect to that distribution point and share the electricity among themselves, and that could also be metered, and where they can figure out where they can actually calculate um, who is producing extra and who is consuming less, and so on and so forth, and those rates, wouldn't surprise me, would be much better than what your utility company is providing, because now you have an incentive. Uh, Both you as well as the consumers of that electricity, they both have incentive to come up with much better rates than the utility company. Utility company will always charge you a lot less, or always pay you a lot less in when you are providing them your extra capacity. Um, so that's that, and then you can further expand that concept to that distribution point can also be made a centralized uh, solution for storing excess power as well. So if one person is willing to put even battery capacity there, or some other home is willing to put battery capacity there, they can actually store that their excess capacity, or they can allow others to store the excess capacity there, which can then be consumed by others, in off-peak hours, and that could be they can either charge on the usage of that extra that batteries, and so on and so forth. So those sort of solution will organically grow, and I've given a very crude sort of describe it very crudely, but and there could be many others. And Yeah, so that's my thought on this. Have a look at this article. Um, it's pretty insane what's happening in California. I've been to California a few times. San Jose. It's a nice. It used to be a very nice place. I don't know how it is now. It's been a while. Um, yeah, it's there. They're saying that the subsidies may as well. They charge monthly connections of up to $100. That's $1,200. Reverse Robin Hood situation. Uh, anyway, thanks for listening. Please share your thoughts, and I'll see you next time. Bye.